How's it going, everybody? I hope you're doing well. Mick back here for a video about poster collecting and paper media collecting on a budget. So I've been collecting for a long time. I enjoy collecting posters and paper media, which includes magazines, just different like postcards, posters, newspapers, etc. So I'd suggest something if you're looking to get into this hobby. First off, check locally first before going online and starting to try and buy stuff online. Check your local used like vinyl stores, vintage stores, things like that, because that's where I've had a lot of really good luck finding stuff at very reasonable, cheap prices. I will show you some examples of things that I found. Another thing that I do when I go out like poster collecting is I'm not a poster snob, you know. I will buy posters that are ripped, that have seen their better days, and that really need to be saved from the places that they're at, you know. Um, Sometimes you can get really good deals on posters that are pretty haggard, and I just don't mind that, you know, right off. I think once you get them behind a frame, they look pretty good. Some things I don't even put behind frames, I'll just hang them on the wall, you know. I like to collect everything. I don't pigeonhole myself into one particular thing or another, you know. So I collect music, horror, movies, whatever, you know. So I think I've spoken enough about it, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my collection. I'll first start out with my Cinderella poster from my favorite album from them, Heartbreak Station. I picked this up for $10 at a used CD store. I got this, I don't know, a couple years ago at least. So now we're just going to move directly over to the left here. And there's a poster for the original 1978 Halloween. That is a reprint, but I have no problem buying reprints either. Moving over even further, there you see my Friday the 13th Part 3 3D poster. That's a one sheet. This is as legitimate as it gets. This was hanging on the wall in a local movie theater. I've mentioned it before. Down left right there is just a nice little piece of art from a local artist. (1800s) funeral parlor candelabra. Of course, you guys have seen my Lost Boys poster. Scoot over this way a little bit. Hell Night. With a really bad glare, but that's the best I can do right there. So then we'll move up left. Just some Dracula type things up here. Piece of film. A little tiny lobby card. Original Nosferatu VHS. House of Dark Shadows. Michael Myers autographed 8x10 or 11x14. That is autographed by Don Shanks. There you see PJ Souls in the background. My ultra rare, hard to find Halloween novel. Go down next shelf, we have some Stephen King book club novels right here. These are the nice versions of these. Upright, some more books. Just a little shelf with some horror reaction figures there and a couple other randos in the back. As well as this awesome Phantom of the Opera poster. So then we'll move down left here. This is another poster for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. And this was done by a local artist. Right there, we're looking at a Talking Heads poster. Max Headroom, Cokeologists Unite. This was probably on shelves in the stores in the 1980s advertising Coca-Cola. I bought this piece for $5. Now we're just going to do a quick shot of some posters that were included in DVDs, believe it or not. Starting with this one right here. His name was Jason. This was a really nice poster to be included in a DVD. Nice Hellraiser poster that was included with the 20th anniversary edition DVD. Vintage Bruce Lee poster. I need to get this into a frame, to be honest. This is an interesting piece I came across at a memorabilia store, and this is from the show The Little Rascals. This is a legitimate glossy 8x10. I have no idea what the use of this was for, if it was for like a TV station or what it was, but it has something on the back that's pretty interesting too. I'll show you guys. So there's provenance or information on this. Hal Roach Productions Incorporated, all rights reserved. King World Productions Inc., P.O. Box 41, Berkeley Heights, New Jersey 07922. Left to right, unidentified girl, Scotty, Spanky, Percy, and Stymie. Another one of those posters similar to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. This is the Return of the Living Dead, as you can see. Deep Purple lyric sheet that was inside the Machine Head album. Every lyric to every song, including Highway Star. Here's a poster I got at a really good price because it wasn't complete. This came inside of a record album, and the guy didn't have the album. All he had was the poster, and he sold it to me really, really cheap, and it's in beautiful condition. Here's another poster. This is a one sheet, original. This is not a reprint. I spent only $5 on this. I rescued it from the bottom of a box at a local bookstore that also sells just vintage things and everything, you know? One of the best movies ever made. Good thing people didn't listen to that and immediately destroy these fucking posters after they were done using them at the theaters. How stupid, you know? Just a few more one sheets I'm going to show you. This first one is in pretty good shape, except for the bottom right corner is kind of roached out a little bit. Alice in Wonderland starred Donald Sutherland. Very cool looking poster. I think I spent $10 on this at the time. The next poster, I picked this up at the exact same time I got that Stand By Me poster. This was in the same box. This one for the Towering Inferno, unfortunately, wasn't as lucky as the Stand By Me, and this one is all bent up and folded up. But I put it inside the glass, and, you know, it still looks okay, all things considered. Badass movie. Cool poster still. And I had to rescue it. Spent only $2 on it. Here's another piece local to my area. This is original. This is a poster from the movie Metropolis. This was hanging on the wall in a theater called the Midway Theater, supposedly. This is one I actually found at a garage sale for $10 in this very nice museum quality frame. These next two one sheets I got as a package deal, $10 a piece. Police Academy 3 Back in Training, Police Academy 6 City Under Siege. The Police Academy 3 one sheet is in fairly nice condition. The Police Academy 6 one sheet is in nice condition, other than like the cellophane wrapping around it is pretty torn up. The last thing I'm going to close with is this badass uncut sheet of rock cards from 1991. This was made by a company called Brockham. And I believe there was 2 sets of these cards, which means there should be 2 sheets, but I only have 1 of the sheets. And they're actual trading cards. They can be cut out and, looked at like a trading card could, with stuff on the back side as well. That tells you all about the band or the person. So I'll show you guys this a little bit closer. Looks like up top we have John Anderson from Yes, Tony Iommi, David Lee Roth, Cozy Powell, C.C. DeVille, John Bon Jovi, another Tony Iommi. Nice shot of Blas Elias there from Slaughter. Bobby Dahl. I mean, the list goes on. Some of them are, upside down because it's a complete sheet. Pretty cool thing to have in the collection, though, Alice Cooper. That was my poster and paper media collection. If you guys liked the video, give it a like. Always appreciated. Thank you for watching, most importantly, and we'll see you the next time.